Right, another double game week, this time featuring, let's go alphabetically, Arsenal, Brighton, Everton, Newcastle, Liverpool and Spurs. There are a few interesting single game week fixtures as well. We will take a look at those as well, and why not, right? We saw so many double digit hauls from single game week players from last week sitting on our benches across the community. So we will not leave any stone unturned.
First up, the Egyptian king and the local boy, who have a double game week against Brighton and Arsenal. Both away games, mind you. A contrasting bit to these two teams is the form they find themselves in. Brighton has only kept a solitary clean sheet in the last 5 home games and has lost 4 games on the trot. Arsenal, on the other hand, has lost only once in the last 10 league games. Liverpool is number 1 in minutes per expected goals for the season, and it's no surprise they're number 1 on the road as well. Well, what is equally important, if not more, is how well Brighton and Arsenal defend at home. Brighton and Arsenal are 7th and 4th respectively when it comes to minutes per expected goals conceded at home. Now, on paper, those numbers look impressive, but then what we also need to consider is how bad can Liverpool get on their off days.
Liverpool in the 27 games that they have played have not been involved even in a single goalless draw. Only on one occasion they have failed to score, which was away from home. And only on 5 occasions their matches have seen just 1 goal scored.
Salah tops the list of minutes per point scored at 10.1, with Trent Arnold scoring 14.5 minutes per point. Salah also leads the list of minutes per shot on target with 54 minutes for every shot. For Trent, he hits a shot on target every 163 minutes, which is extraordinarily high from a defender. Now, Spurs is an interesting one. They have a double game week against Manchester United and Brighton, again both away games. We already know what Brighton's defensive home numbers look like. How has Man United fared at Old Trafford this season? 86.9 minutes per expected goals conceded at home, which is 9th best for any home team. 4 clean sheets in the last 7 home games. They have been all over the news lately because of the loss to City at the Etihad, but to be honest, a loss was expected. On the positive side, this was only their second loss in the last 10 league games. So it really is not as bad as it has been made out to be. I expect them to come flying against Spurs with more ball possession and Spurs playing the counter-attacking game that they displayed against City. Spurs have had a more inconsistent run coming into game week 29 with 2 losses and 3 wins. I find it important to point out that the last 2 wins were against Leeds and Everton, who sit in the bottom 5 for goals conceded this season. Yes, Spurs look good, but the Man United game will be totally different. Kane and Son are the 2 standard captaincy options here. Kulusevski is the other name doing the rounds. He's a really good shout to get in your team, but I would still not give him the arm man yet. God's child, as he likes to call himself, Bukayo Saka is the next candidate. 6 goals and 1 assist in the last 8 starts. The winger looks committed to take his club to Champions League next season. Arsenal has 2 home games, first against Leicester, who seem to have hit some kind of form by winning 2 games on the trot. This is only the second time this season that the Foxes have managed to muster back-to-back wins. That's how strange this season has been so far. Arsenal's second game is against Liverpool, who continue to chase City for the title. After game week 29, City and Liverpool would be on the same number of games, and Liverpool would be looking to be as close as possible to City till both teams meet in April first week at the Etihad. This fixture has always seen goals in the past. Looking at Arsenal's home record as well as Liverpool's away record, I do see a couple of goals at least. My sense is the clean sheet odds for this game will be really low. Saka faces the 6th worst defense in Leicester first, and he will fancy being on the scoring sheet. Leicester has kept just a single clean sheet on the road this season, and that was against Burnley in game week 26. Leicester is expecting some good news on the injury front with Fofana back in training. On the other hand, they have been dealt another blow in form of Wadi, who is supposedly out for 2-3 weeks now. That's good news for Arsenal defenders. With 14.3 minutes per point, Saka would be eager to carry on his frightful form and would be eyeing some returns from the double game week, especially from that Leicester defense. Now, this is the punty candidate, and the reason he is here is simply because this club needs to wake up now if they have to survive in the Premier League. Yes, we are talking about Everton. Another reason we are talking about him is his price. Captaincy or not, I think he's a fair shout to be a 5th midfielder in your team who could be brought on to play considering the potential double game weeks Everton is expected to have in the near future. Everton faces Wolves and Newcastle at home, and that's the third reason why he should be considered. Everton are absolutely appalling on the road, but at home, under Lampard, they have been resilient. They kept Leeds United quiet to an XG of 0.3 in Lampard's first home game and were impressive against City, only to be robbed off of a penalty kick. If Lampard has any chance of surviving the drop to Championship, these are the two games he can't afford to drop points in. Newcastle has improved considerably since the January transfer window, but does have a habit of conceding goals on the road. However, with yet another away win last night, which helps them inch closer to the perceived safety zone of 40 points, this is a huge game for the Blues. Gordon's minutes per point is higher than Richarlison's, along with minutes per shot on target. He just looks the hungriest of all the Everton players currently.
Right, coming on to the single game week fixture players. What do we have now? We have Leeds versus Norwich, we have Southampton versus Watford, and we have Crystal Palace versus the league leaders, Manchester City.
Norwich continues to struggle, and the last week's loss at home to Brentford would have come as a huge setback. This is yet another must-win for them against Leeds. The same apply for Leeds as well. 2 points above the relegation zone, and after facing defeat in his first home game, Jesse Marsch would have started to face the heat. With Norwich's defensive numbers on the road ranked as the worst in the league, Rafinha would be eager to get on the field on Sunday and get a return for his managers. Broja and Adams are the two contenders from Southampton who take on 19th place Watford, looking for some points to survive in the Premier League. Watford did put up a good attacking show against Arsenal last week. On the other hand, the attack looked pedestrian against Wolves in a 4-0 loss last night. The defensive numbers on the road still look impressive. They are the 7th best team currently with 68.5 minutes per expected goals conceded for the away team. Saints haven't blanked at hope since September. Broja and Adams, with 13 goals between them, are the mainstays for Saints attack. Adams, with a better minutes per point and minutes per shot on target, comes with a 1.5 million higher price tag as well. With Southampton's double game week in 28, a lot of managers roped in either of these two or both of them. Hence, they make the candidate list for game week 29. Last but not the least, league leaders can't be kept away from any discussion. They travelled to Selhurst Park looking for an act of revenge for their home loss to Crystal Palace in game week 10. Palace under Vieira has had a steady season thus far and has been impressive at home. They are ranked third best for minutes per expected goals conceded, which stands at a measly 108.8 minutes. Only Liverpool and City have a better record at home this season. City played in the midweek in Champions League, wherein Pep rested KDB and Mahrez came off the bench at halftime. I expect these two to start against Palace. Another one to look at, considering Palace's woeful defending from set pieces, is Laporte, who in Diaz's absence is a leader at the back. Cancelo didn't play the Champions League game as he was announced sick. Laporte could be a very sneaky naughty call as well for the captaincy for game week 29.
Right, the decision time. My top 3 candidates for double game week 29 for the captaincy are Salah, Saka and Rafinha. Why not Kane or Son? They have 2 away games, and I'm not really too sure with the quick turnaround between 2 games will really suit Spurs. I think Arsenal and Liverpool are more and better equipped to handle this situation. Thank you, Trybe, for your time today. I'd like to give a shout out to our 4 new subscribers: Varun, Salman Hassan, Jimmy 7 Bellies and SC Blair 16. Super grateful, guys. Do like the video and subscribe to the channel if you found it useful. It will also help spread the word about us. Let me know of any other captaincy candidates down below in the comment section if you think I might have missed out on the video. Talk to you guys soon.